Over on ITV1 and ITVX, we have a new documentary series called Noel Edmonds Kiwi Adventure. And here's a clip.
New Zealand's a great place to come to. It's not the easiest place to set up a business. Welcome to the Bugger Inn. We're hemorrhaging money at the moment. We're going to need a bigger crane.
You travel halfway around the world and he turns up.
What Liz and I wish to achieve is community. And people are happy. That's the key thing.
Well, I say if there's one thing, if you only have time to watch one thing this week, it has to be this, because it's quite something. So, of course, Noel Edmonds, he was a big deal in British broadcasting, wasn't he? And I think he was a real TV talent. He did so much stuff, including Deal or No Deal, his multicoloured swap shop. He was like a Top of the Pops presenter and a DJ. He's done loads of stuff. And Mr. Blobby, of course, Noel's House Party. He was huge in the British TV landscape. So there's no doubting his talent. However, kind of in recent years, it has emerged that he's quite an unusual character, let's say it like this. And also, he went through this traumatic experience, which he talks about in this, where his business went under, and then he kind of sued the banks for, he kind of thought the banks had deliberately sabotaged his company and to sort of asset strip. And he won. Anyway, fast forward, Noel is now living in South Island, New Zealand. He's bought lots of land down there, including a vineyard, and he's building this hospitality business called River Haven, which includes a shop and a pub and restaurant. So yeah, okay. But that's not the interesting bit, believe you me. The interesting stuff is Noel himself. So, I mean, he looks amazing. He's in his 70s, and he still looks, I mean, obviously he's dyeing his hair and his beard, but he looks remarkably youthful. And he's got quite a kind of childish sense of humour. Like, he's called his pub the Bugger Inn, which is dreadful. And he serves drinks such as the Dickens cider. And just his general banter is really kind of quite crude and naff. You see him like using a nail gun. He's saying it's like a sex toy, but he's kind of playing up to the camera. He kind of knows what he's doing. And then you're also hearing about, there's been a lot of coverage of his sort of quite new agey views. So we see him kind of lying under a crystal lamp. And the best bit for me is in the grounds, he's had this huge metal sculpture commissioned called The Guardian, which is like which is a sculpture of a kneeling knight in armor with a shield. And that is just hilarious. He calls his wife, who seems very normal, to be fair, was his makeup artist on a show. He calls her, she says she's an earth angel, and that they were destined to meet. And he's actually, all the clocks on the property show the time that they met for the first time. It's all quite weird. So it's a bit like kind of David Icke, if you remember him, meets Alan Partridge, really, via Richard Madeley. So, I mean, Edmonds is clearly, he's very at ease on camera. He knows how to present himself, but he also he comes across as quite needy, very childlike, but also you get the sense that you wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of him, really. Yeah, so I mean, I was absolutely riveted. It's gripping. It really is. It's just astonishing. It's going to become, I think this could be a cult favourite. And I mean, this could just run and run. I think it's an absolute, unintentionally just hilarious and marvellous. So I heartily recommend it. What did you think, Hannah?
Unintentional TV gold, yes. Really. I think the way you summed that up about, what was it, Alan Partridge, Richard Madeley, and who was the other one? David Icke. I mean, that just sums it up, really, doesn't it? I just think that we've moved so much as society, societally, haven't we, in terms of what can be said, what shouldn't be said, and actions and behaviours, and for the good. And like you say, the name of the pub and the kind of sexual innuendos and the things that he says, it lands so strangely now. You just don't see stuff like this, do you, anymore? And in some ways, they're relatively brave sort of showing it, because it kind of, this is an opportunity. Like you say, he was huge back in the day. I mean, he was Saturday night TV, wasn't he? Mr. Blobby. Didn't Mr. Blobby go to #1 for Christmas one year or something? He was absolutely massive. And this is a kind of and we knew that there was, the wheels are coming off, things were changing for him with some of the sort of interviews he was doing prior to him moving abroad. And then now this is a kind of a snapshot into that life. And it's quite weird and wonderful, isn't it, really? And I think people will really enjoy watching it and find it quite funny. But there are areas where you think, God, can you do this anymore? Is this okay to broadcast?